Close your eyes for a second and step into this scene with me. A small coffee shop late afternoon, windows fogged from the rain, the low hum of an espresso machine. You slide into a wooden booth. Across from you sits James Clear. No stage, no spotlight, just a notebook between you. He taps the cover with 2 fingers and says, almost too casually, "One habit changed everything for me. Not a grand ritual, not a hack. Just this. I publish on my website every Monday and Thursday, no matter what." You feel the room get quieter. Cups clink. Somewhere, a doorbell rings. Monday, Thursday. 2 words, 2 days, a metronome simple enough to memorize, strong enough to rebuild a life. Before that rhythm, there was a different sound, the crack of a bat in a high school gym, the kind of sound that turns heads. It hits James in the face. Lights blur, the floor tilts. There's blood, questions, doctors, a long stretch of recovery. He has to relearn how to focus, how to remember, how to sleep on purpose. None of those victories look heroic from the outside. They look like tidying a desk, finishing a page of homework, lifting a bar with perfect form, going to bed at the same time, for many nights in a row. Small moves, ordinary to anyone else, life-changing when stacked. Fast forward with me. After college, after early jobs, after that slow rebuild, he tries something new. Write what he's learning about behavior change and share it freely. Most people set a foggy goal, grow a blog, write when inspired. He picks a rule you can measure with your fingers. Publish Mondays and Thursdays. If there's a holiday, publish early. If he's traveling, schedule a draft. If inspiration doesn't show, lower the bar, but still ship. The rhythm stands. Listen to what that simple cadence does. First, it votes for identity. Every click on publish is a ballot that says, "I am the kind of person who shows up." Identity doesn't arrive by mail. You stamp it with actions. Second, it trains trust. Readers return when you return. The internet rewards reliability more than genius. Third, it builds a laboratory. Twice a week means constant experiments. Hooks that pull, examples that resonate, sentences that breathe. He isn't guessing. He's watching the results arrive in real time. Under that one habit, the tools are disarmingly simple. When writing feels heavy, he uses the 2-minute rule. Open the doc. Write 1 true sentence. Add 1 example. 2 minutes can't produce a masterpiece, but it breaks the seal. Momentum, once started, often keeps rolling. He designs the room, the phone, leaves the desk. The editor opens before the chair does. Reference notes sit within reach. A publishing checklist: hook, draft, revise, publish, share, lives where his eyes land. No drama, just fewer traps. He stacks habits on anchors. After breakfast, research. After lunch, draft. After a walk, edit. The clock matters less than the anchor that already happens. He tracks the streak, a simple mark on a real calendar. Monday, check. Thursday, check. Streaks turn discipline into a bit of a game. Don't break the chain. And when life gets messy, and it will, he uses the recovery rule that keeps fragile habits alive. Reduce the scope. Stick to the schedule. If a long article won't land by Thursday, a shorter, useful note will. The schedule is sacred. The size is flexible. You sit there, listening, feeling the idea settle. It's not glamorous. It's something better, buildable. You can almost hear your own version, whispering. Publish every Wednesday and Sunday at 7 p.m. or study every night at 8 for 1 focused session. Or train Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 7 a.m. for 25 minutes. Or send a 1-page brief every Monday before noon. Different lives, same pattern. Simple cadence, visible output, tiny minimum, tracked streak. Take a breath with me and imagine your own desk tonight. The light is soft, the phone is out of reach, your editor is open to a blank page. We're going to install the habit right here, not someday, not when it calms down. Right now. Write a single sentence at the top. Cadence, Wednesday and Sunday, 7 p.m. Under it, minimum, a 90-second legacy mini counts. Under that, trigger, after my afternoon walk, I record. One more line, rule, reduce the scope, stick to the schedule. Last line, tracker, wall calendar, never miss twice. Say it out loud once, just loud enough that your own ears hear your own mouth commit. You just cast your first vote. Now, feel the room, the chair as it holds you, the cool edge of the desk under your wrist, the tiny click when you move the mouse. Sensation grounds intention. This isn't a dream. It's a place. We'll take the first micro step together. Open your notes. Write one useful idea you could deliver in 90 seconds. One sentence that would help someone at 2 a.m. when they're anxious and scrolling. Maybe it's reduce the scope, stick to the schedule. Maybe it's identity is built with votes, not wishes. Maybe it's make the good behavior easier and the bad behavior harder. There, one sentence. Add one example. You've started. Tomorrow, we repeat, not because a streak is cute, but because repetition tells your nervous system this matters. Habits are the ink. Repetition is the pen. If your mind starts to bargain, I'll do it later when I have more time, walk to your calendar and draw a box around the 2 upload days for the next 2 weeks. It's a small ritual, almost childish and wildly effective. Boxes become reality. Let's make the next 14 days vivid so your brain can see where your feet are heading. Tonight, you set the cadence. You prep the environment, camera out, battery charged, thumbnail template ready, description, scaffold waiting. You tape a checklist at eye level. Days 1 through 3, you run the minimum daily just to create early wins. A single paragraph, a single take, a single checkmark. Each checkmark says, see, we show up. Days 4 and 7, you publish on the schedule. If life squeezes you, you shrink the scope, not the habit. A tight 90 seconds beats a perfect 9 minutes that never appears. Days 8 through 10, you test one improvement per post. Stronger hook, crisper thumbnail copy, clearer CTA. Small trials, real data. Days 11 through 14, you add accountability. One person who will receive a nightly photo of your calendar marks. If you miss, you tell them. Honesty keeps the habit clean. As the 2 weeks pass, notice what happens to the noise in your head. The voice that says, I'm inconsistent, gets quieter when the wall shows otherwise. The fear that quality will drop if you publish more often softens when you see that quality emerged from quantity, not the other way around. James didn't write a classic because he waited. He wrote a classic because he wrote consistently and learned fast. There's a moment I want you to practice because it will save you on tough days. You sit down, the brain feels sticky, ideas feel dull. Instead of panicking, you slide into the 2-minute doorway. Open the doc. Write the first sentence. Read it once out loud. Your breathing slows, your hands warm, the engine turns. 2 minutes often becomes 10. 10 sometimes becomes 50. Even when it doesn't, the chain stays intact. You remain the kind of person who shows up. On some days, your environment design will be the hero. You'll catch yourself reaching for your phone and realize it's not there. It's in another room. You'll glance at your checklist and realize the next step is simple. Hook, draft, revise, publish, share. No deciding. Just following the track you laid for yourself when you were calm. On other days, habit stacking carries you. Coffee finishes. You outline one idea. Lunch ends. You draft one paragraph. Walk returns. You edit. Anchors carry you when the clock won't. And woven through it all is the rule. Never miss twice. Missing once is human. Missing twice is a pattern. When a miss happens, you forgive quickly and act quicker. You publish the small thing. You mark the box. You protect the identity you're building, because identity is the compound interest of your choices. Now, turn your attention outward for a moment. Picture one viewer who stumbles onto your video at the exact moment they were going to quit. They hear you say, reduce the scope, stick to the schedule, and they try it that night. Picture their face soften. Picture their next 7 days change shape because you showed up on time. Emotion makes the habit feel meaningful, not mechanical. That feeling is gasoline. You might worry that shrinking the scope will cheapen your work. It won't. Shrinking the scope is the bridge that keeps you crossing the river when the water rises. It's humility in action. It's professional. If you need a mantra for the mornings when doubt feels heavy, borrow this one. I keep small promises to myself. Say it before you sit. Say it when you're tempted to scroll. Say it when the draft looks boring. That sentence holds the door while you walk through it. Here's a small story to carry in your pocket. A creator decides to post every Tuesday and Friday. Week 1, they hit both. Week 2, a family issue crashes the schedule. They almost skip. Instead, they post a 60-second voice note with one clear idea and a kind tone. Comments pour in. This helped more than your edited video. The lesson lands hard. Consistency isn't asking you to be perfect, it's asking you to be present. The audience can feel the difference. In the coffee shop, James closes his notebook and smiles. It wasn't glamorous, he says, it was consistent. And suddenly you realize that sentence is the quiet center of every legacy you admire. The musician's scales, the athlete's drills, the teacher's lesson plans, the parent's bedtime story, the creator's upload cadence. Not magic, metronome. We stand to leave. It's still raining, but lighter now. You push the door, step into the cool air, and the world feels a degree sharper. On the walk home, you repeat your new sentence. Cadence, Wednesday and Sunday at 7. Minimum, 90-second mini counts. Trigger, after my walk. Rule, reduce scope, stick to schedule. Tracker, never miss twice, and the words settle into you like a key clicking into place. Back at your desk, you do something small and sacred. You put a calendar on the wall and draw the boxes around the next 2 Sundays and Wednesdays. Not as a threat to yourself, but as a promise. The kind of promise that, kept often enough, turns into a story other people will tell about you. They show up. They keep their word. They build with patience. And somehow, it looks like magic. In a week, the wall will have ink on it. In a month, a chain. In a season, a body of work. In a year, an identity you defend without effort because it's simply who you are now. The steps are small. The direction is enormous. So here's your close for tonight. Set your upload time. Prep your space. Write the first sentence. Hit publish, even if the piece is smaller than you hoped. Then mark the box. Breathe. Smile. You kept a promise to yourself. Tomorrow, you will do it again. And again. And again. Until one day, someone sits across from you and says, "What was the habit that changed everything?" You'll tap your notebook and answer like it's the most obvious thing in the world. "I showed up on schedule,